A close call for cameraman Graham in this video is followed by some hugely overgrown feet and this cow's foot which is peeling away to the core. This is the Hoof GP.
And I won't let it rush when I see you dance, and the moment comes when I fall and time goes slow. I fall into you.
Good morning, good morning. A bit of motivational Monday if you're having a bad day or anything like that. Just think it could be worse.
First thing in the morning you could be seeing
Is that? And that would be a bad start to the day. Whoosh. Wait, it gets worse. It gets worse.
I didn't get what you're saying.
Looking good, doll. Looking good.
Today is the day that you guys get to see the pickup. We actually got it back about 3 or 4 days ago and it looks awesome. It looks absolutely brilliant. I'm made up with how good it looks. It might be quite divisive though.
What do you think?
How?
The colours?
No, I like the colours.
You like the colours?
It's cool.
What do you mean by divisive? I was a bit confused by that one.
Folk will be divided.
Divided, right?
See,
No, I think everybody will love it.
I can't not. Like,
I see, I don't know what you're talking about. But no, I love it, and I think everybody else will love it.
can you hear her? Why are you not drinking out of that?
Because there's been cow poo all over it at one point.
And there's bits missing off the cup. The key is, at one point, there's no cow poo there now.
But the bits might come off in my mouth when I drink it because it's warm.
Thank you.
I thought you were going to wipe that.
Right.
You've got to change my cup. Stop.
I spilled it to your tea.
Look, you brushed the tea bag. There's bits of tea in it.
Try to do something nice for her. That's the thanks I get.
There's nothing worse than bits of tea bag in your teeth though.
There's definitely worse things than that. So we have about 50 to 60 cows to do today. And it can be a bit of a mission. What an absolutely gorgeous morning. Living here is like a dream to us, to be totally honest. I just absolutely love waking up here. Just appreciate every second of it. It's absolutely beautiful. But we're not here for the view. We're here for the pickup. And she is looking absolutely awesome. This is a YouTube channel. This is a Facebook page. This is an incredible online community. And this is its tribute.
There's things in life you simply need to know. Like sun and rain and trust in letting go. It takes a bit of suffering, sleepless nights and wandering before you make it safely to the end. The end, the end.
And that is that. I think the pickup looks absolutely incredible. You can't begin to imagine how proud I am to have so many of your names emblazoned all over it. And don't worry, we'll take a much closer look at it in the next Hoof GP Clips video. Today we're at a farm that we visit every 4 weeks. It's around 8 miles from my house, and we may have a long day ahead of us, because I think there are about 60 cows. We need to try and turn it as quickly as we can. I actually think that's about the perfect place. Lovely. There's loads of flies about just now. It's just that warm, muggy feeling where it's warm and moist and everything, the perfect breeding ground for bacteria and flies. quite tired after pushing that round. We're just lining that up with here and we're going to tie that together. We want this as long as we can get it really, so we can put a bar through here behind the cows and keep this one forward, but not have her squished up too much. And that looks about perfect. Count 40. That doesn't mean there's 40, it means I've counted 40. There's a big difference. Although I counted 40 there, I'm fairly sure that they're getting more out at the other side. So we're probably going to end up with between 50 and 60. We actually got cancelled here last time because they were so busy doing other things and they didn't have many lame cows, so it was fine. So yeah, probably between 50 and 60 today. My stepfather made this crush, but it doesn't say much for him actually, does it, when that... Anyway. Actually, I'm saying my stepfather made this crush. Do you know what? It's possible that I made this crush, because I used to make these for my stepfather as well. A long time ago though. Right.
Ready for some cows?
Yup.
I wanna close my eyes and go back, play it in my mind. A movie of us two, yeah, we were happy at the time. Can't remember what it felt like. We used to be so strong. That picture perfect sky now it looks so gray and cold. We've been laying here since 4 a.m. and you haven't said a word to me. Silent treatment, is this what it feels like when your heart is aching, when it bleeds? If it's over, just say it out loud. Say those words, go ahead, just shout it out. Just be honest, be a man right now.
We're getting on exceptionally well, and then something happens which could become very dangerous very quickly. It may not have looked like much, but many people have broken their pelvis this way.
I'm not like
You alright?
I'm no bad.
Are you actually?
Hips a wee bit there, it's just like kind of like somebody gave you a dead leg or something.
In all seriousness, turn sideways. I'm glad it's you and not me, because it would have been harder for me to fit on this
But
side.
shall be squeezing you out there.
But Graham had a big operation on his bowel last year. He was just so full of that they had to empty it out. No, he had a big operation, didn't you? So we worry about things like that.
Swollen up there, so I'm kind of glad to squeeze by.
Ouch. Anyway, back to it. Cow's feet here are really well looked after, and I've no idea how this one has been missed, because she's got big, long... Sorry to say it, love, but elf feet. What's going on there? You need to wipe your nose, love. That is very unusual for here, but she could have been dry for an awful long time or something. Something must have happened, but she mustn't have been in the herd for quite a while. She's not lame, actually. They're just incredibly goofy looking. This back foot doesn't look fantastic either. So in absolute contrast to the front feet, her back feet are abnormally small. But this back left one clearly has a problem. And as we trim it out with the grinder, you can see there's clearly a big gouge in that outer claw. But the inner one is really small, but it's not going to stop us from applying this block. Clearly we haven't found the root extent of this problem or the root cause yet, but we know she needs a block because there's no way that outer claw is comfortable. Right. Clearly it's going up into her wall horn here, and this is the part of her foot which carries all of our weight, so any problems here cannot be hidden from at all, unfortunately for the cow. I'm not sure how bad this is, but I don't actually think it's ridiculously bad. I'll just give it a jet out. Very noisy here today, folks, especially when Craig walks into the gate. Just as I was saying that. That is the sawdust machines. These cows get bed twice a day with sawdust. to keep them comfortable and dry in their beds. The only setback is it's very noisy.
This looks to be a problem that this cow has had for a long time. It's actually begun to heal underneath these external layers of hoof-horn, so I'm very cautious that I don't go too far and end up making a real mess of it. I don't think that she'll be sore on this right now, but the block should absolutely make sure of that.
Next food. This one looks kind of funky. I think it's actually okay. I really don't want to take too much off her heels here. These feet are actually a pretty good size, so I'm as careful as possible not to touch the inner claw and only to take a fraction from the outer claw. I model it out a little bit to help me with the knife work, but then do end up finishing it off with the blade. That doesn't look very nice, so we'll just get rid of that tiny little curve. It doesn't look the prettiest ever. This crack does not matter in the slightest. It's nothing at all. And all of this, we want to save the height so that she's got something to walk on. Right, elf feet, here I come. Sorry, not elf feet, love. Look at the size of these things.
She is a beast. Nothing to say. I was talking about you. Oh.
Right.
I'm genuinely sorry it's so loud in the background here today, but that is the way of the agricultural world. These are very busy places that we're working on, and this cow's foot needs a lot of attention. I would guess she is around 2 inches overgrown, and I'm worried that that has caused deep bruising and possibly a sole ulcer underneath all of that hoof horn. I need to take my time though. Overgrown feet like this, believe it or not, are the easiest ones to over trim. You can become complacent knowing that there's a lot of material to remove. You can become impatient and take too much off. Technically speaking, this cow is not lame right now, so it would be an absolute travesty if we were the ones to cause any pain. That being said, we do want to shorten up both of these claws as much as we possibly can. Ideally, we're aiming to get the frontal wall back to around 75mm and get all of her weight spread as evenly as possible across the entire surface of this sole. I take it slowly though. As you've seen, she's just pulled her foot away, and that lets me know that she can feel the vibrations of the grinder through her foot, so I must be getting close to the corium. After a small adjustment of the paddle on my crush, I reassess the foot and decide I can shorten it up just that little bit more. Getting this angle right is absolutely crucial for the comfort of the cow, but it's also crucial in the fight against lameness. If a cow's foot strikes the ground at the wrong angle, the wrong part of her sole is taking the weight, and that in turn leads to sole ulcers and pain for the cow.
That was a mission, and I'm glad that I have a grinder to do it. Doing all of that by hand would have taken absolutely ages. Get rid of that now. Little crack here. I'm just going to lower it a little bit. I don't want to take too much off of it because she's not lame, and I don't want to have this unbelievably huge difference to her feet and then leave this thin. I think we can all agree that is slightly better than before. Just look at the difference when we do a side-by-side comparison. We must have taken a good 2 inches off that. Lovely. And when we come around here, it's almost exactly the same story.
Yet again, this cow proves the rule that cows' feet almost always mirror each other. If, for example, she has a problem on her front right foot, that is usually reflected in her front left. And this is definitely the case here. Her inner claw is seriously overgrown, so much so that she'll be walking back on her pasterns. That's the little piece of flesh between the hoof and her ankle. When the angle of the foot is incorrect, a cow's foot will strike the floor improperly, putting her weight through dangerously delicate parts of the corium inside the hoof capsule. Her outer wall is also twisted and contorted, most likely because the bone inside her foot is not sitting correctly. That's not something we can alter, but it is something we can trim accordingly for. My aim is that her entire weight is spread across the entirety of the sole of her foot, and if I can do that, I'll have made her more comfortable. When a cow comes into our crush, our entire aim is to make her more comfortable. We're not looking for miracles, because they're literally an impossibility. We're just looking to do the very best that we can with the tools that we have in the time that we've got these cows in the crush. And if I fulfill that mission and make her more comfortable, then I am a happy trimmer.
Believe it or not, these ones that are so big are the ones that you can easily over trim because you get carried away with the amount of material you're taking, or you can become impatient. See, I haven't made a very good job of that. This still needs a bit more off. And that's fine, I don't mind picking the grinder up a couple of times. What I do mind is over trimming.
Over trimming cows' feet is a very real problem. In the pursuit of getting the perfect cow's foot and the perfect angle, it can be very easy to take too much off, and once you've done it, there's no going back. So getting it right first time is absolutely imperative.
Better? Look how much better that looks. Much better. And Graham wiped her nose too. Lucky girl.
And off she goes, walking like a true model. But unfortunately, the next cow isn't so simple.
This cow's got a problem that we've seen before, and it's an incredibly painful one. All the way around, her heel bulb is peeling away. You can see how high it is here. Actually, the farmer's been trimming this one as well. You can tell there, that's not how we would have trimmed her. Right, we're going to reduce the size of this, put a block on here, and then really go to work on the problem. So we can all see how high that outer claw is compared to the inner claw, and the grinder makes short work of reducing that excess height and making sure both of these claws are completely balanced with each other and both an identical length before we can move on to the problem at hand. But first we need to model her out just that little bit more. Plus I know I'm going to need a block here. Experience tells us all that. Because you are all becoming experts in hoof care as well, aren't you? Even if it is from a couch. Right, with that one done, move on to the outer one. Just model this one out as well, and we might start to see a bit of the problem. Or maybe not. These feet are really, really, really hard. The knives are incredibly sharp, which helps, but they're very hard indeed. Right, you can actually see a little bit of darkness just coming through there, but we're going to start on this loose horn up here. Work our way around. We don't want to take too much away, so as soon as our knife starts to bite in, we start lifting that blade up and away. I think we've got an issue though. It's not just these bubbles. Craig's supposed to be making coffee and he's just appeared by my side. Don't tell me there's no coffee.
There's coffee.
Don't tell me there's no cup.
You didn't bring a cup.
Oh, he's got a cup.
Oh, nice.
I'll have his. So this is all full of fluid, which is what's separating these feet. Sorry, separating the hoof horn anyway. Right, we will work our way around to that, but we're going to work our way from the back first. So we're going to take this away. This will be uncomfortable for the cow. I'm not going to pretend that it's not. Working with an inflamed foot that's sore, just touching it is going to cause discomfort for her. But trust me, she's going to feel much more comfortable in the long run. So it needs to be done, obviously. Get the hook in there, round and away. All that juiciness coming out. So satisfying. Believe it or not, it doesn't actually smell that bad. Well, comparatively, I'm sure a few of you might think it smells bad, but I don't. So we've kind of trimmed around here, and you can see it's kind of fading out now. So if we just give this a little bit of a washout. You can see down here has come away quite lovely actually, but all of this is loose. If I push there, you can actually see that hoof horn moving because it's completely detached. Just gonna wash in there a bit. And start working on this side wall. This is the difficult part because the hoof horn forms up here, so it's very, very thin indeed. Very thin. Oh, struggling to get in there. Oh, you can see all that congealed mess underneath there. In and away. And again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Right, this clearly links up with here now. See, we're constantly analysing the foot. This needs to come away. See how it goes dark there? It separates, and it's dark here, and it separates. So it stands to reason that that is all gonna come away. As you get very close to here though, this hoof horn's really hard, so I'm putting a lot of force through it. So if I eventually break through that hoof horn, what is on the other side is really soft, so my knife would speed up and I would cut right into it, exactly what I don't want to cut right into. Right, so I think I'll just use the tip of my knife and just flick that away. Is this all going to come away, is it? I think it is. Get my knife in behind that and we can just peel it away gently. Okay, right, oh, that bit there needs to come away as well. Oh, you can see it now. It's better. Right. Right. Actually, you know what? I think that it's just a plug of congealed mess. Yep, exactly that. Lovely. Breathe in that iron. Craigie boy is back, so you get the block, please, Craig. Yeah. A small one, no, a large one.
The relief for a cow like this, getting a block onto the good claw, must be incredible. This is something I'll never get tired of, making these incredible creatures more comfortable in just the few short minutes that we have them within our care.
And do you want to get a wrap as well, please, Craig? Thank you. It costs 70p, Craig. What are you doing? Perfect. To be fair, rerun that. 10 out of 10 for blowing efforts. Right, clearly a big injury to this cow's foot. This starts off with a bruise inside her foot from smacking it off something really hard. She could have been fighting with one of her work colleagues, another cow. Or she could have slipped and smacked it off something really hard, or just twisted. And a bruise forms in behind that wall horn. That bruise has nowhere to go and the wall horn doesn't flex, so it turns into exactly this. Excuse me. Right, we'll just get it all wrapped up because it is pretty raw and open, and we want that outer tissue to form a nice solid barrier so that everything underneath it can heal away from the elements. And with that done, we can get her feet back on the ground, open up the head gate and let her out of the crush to see how she's walking. Admittedly, it's not fantastic, but I am very confident that she'll be more comfortable very quickly. If we look back to when we started, that outer claw was really high. It was a lot higher than the inner claw. And now, with this block in place, the opposite is true. We have transferred 100% of the weight from one claw to the other. And with that done, we are done for the day. Thank you very much for watching this episode of the Hoof GP.